Hello, everybody. How's it going? And welcome to Gaming News and Trailers for April 19th. We got one big news story and a handful of trailers. And the news story is a big one, for those who didn't hear it. We have us yet another new Star Wars game announcement. And this one is interesting. So it has been announced that Amy Hennig and Skydance Media is working on an action-adventure Star Wars game. So you might say, wait a minute. Amy Hennig, that sounds very familiar, that name. You might remember because she and Doug Chang were at another studio working on a Star Wars game under the EA banner when that game got canceled. So you might remember that there were 2 or 3 Star Wars games that got canceled under the EA banner, and this was one of them. This was actually the big high-profile one that got canceled when they shut down Visceral Games. So she went and made her own studio and is now working with Disney on a Star Wars game and a Marvel game. Amy actually has an incredible track record because she used to work for Naughty Dog and was one of the lead devs on the Uncharted series. So she knows how to make story-driven adventure games. We actually got to see a little bit of footage of the game that got canceled, and it kind of came across as an Uncharted-style game with like a smuggler. So it's going to be interesting to see if she's able to actually pick that up, or if they're just going to completely start over from scratch. So if we take a look at the update, so this is a little graphic that I put together. If you're wondering like how many Star Wars games are currently in development, so Respawn with Fallen Order 2. Rumor is that we're going to find out more about Fallen Order 2 potentially at Star Wars Celebration coming up here in a few weeks. Respawn is also working on an FPS. Respawn and Bit are working on an unknown title strategy Star Wars game. And I believe they've already confirmed that it's not Empire of War 2. Ubisoft Massive is working on a Star Wars game. I think we're going to see that one at E3 or Summer Game Fest. We got Star Wars Hunters that is supposed to come out this year. Quantic Dream working on Star Wars Eclipse. That game is very, very far out. Asper working on the KOTOR remake, and then today's announcement with Skydance on the unknown title action-adventure game. But yeah, now that EA doesn't have full control anymore, we got Star Wars games popping up everywhere now, which is absolutely fantastic. You know, over the next 5 to 7 years, we could see some of the best Star Wars games that we've ever seen. So very, very exciting. I think Fallen Order 2 will be a massive success. The Ubisoft one is being done by the Division team, so odds are that one's probably going to be a Trooper, Bounty Hunter, Division-style Star Wars game. Star Wars Hunters is out on the Switch, or is going to be out on the Switch, and that is actually a PvP game. They actually announced, for those who didn't hear this, that they actually are taking Huttball from SWTOR and are putting it into Star Wars Hunters. So that could be very exciting. And of course, the KOTOR remake, which is pretty far out as well, but everybody is going to be very excited for that one. All right, let's go ahead and jump into our 4 trailers for the day. I'm going to go ahead and kill the music here. This first trailer is a behind-the-scenes developer trailer for a game that I am very excited about. I played these original games a ton when I was growing up, and they're finally making another one. So let's see what this is all about. Here we go.
It feels amazing to work on a TMNT game. Really, it's really a passion project.
If I were going back in the past and telling my younger self, like, hey, you're gonna work on a TMNT game, I would be like, what? Like, that's amazing, yes. So yeah, it feels pretty cool.
No quarters.
We grew up with TMNT. I remember
I had all those
at
action figures.
Halloween dressing up as Donatello. It's always been like really present in my
Pretty sure I had that
childhood.
one.
So Donatello is your favorite?
Actually, Raphael is my favorite.
Because we're already working on Streets of Rage 4, we already had in mind to do a beat them up. We started discussing with Nickelodeon, and then we met at GDC, and they told me that someone else was pitching the same kind of project than we were pitching.
And yeah, we just decided to join forces.
Yeah.
The decision to go for the 87 TMNT is really because that's what we grew up with, and that's where our heart
goes,
stayed.
Right?
Yeah.
I think also that's what fans really wanted to see as well. There was a lack of seeing some 87 design coming back in some sort of way.
Playing a Game Boy?
And with a retro game, it just makes sense. Working on the TMNT license is great, but working on the TMNT license from that era is even greater because it just like makes so much nostalgia for us and for the people we work with. It just made sense basically.
Yeah, all the research was already done.
Exactly.
Our kid self
Research was
did
in
all
my
the work
brain.
back then.
Exactly.
So it was really exciting to go back to that. Yeah. I think also the beat 'em up genre was really at its prime around the 90s. So it just made sense to go back to that design and that era.
It's a pretty good design.
We really wanted to show people where we were going for, and that's why we choose as well to do a fully animated trailer with the original track from the show. I knew that people would love what you guys did because the pixel art is just amazing, the animation is amazing, and it's just exactly what people were looking for. So I was pretty confident it was going to work out.
I feel like the TMNT games were really at its prime.
I kind of hope this game comes
during
out
the
this
arcade
summer.
era of the 90s. So it only made sense.
Because there's like
to
nothing
go
coming
back
out this
to-
summer.
To the roots.
All the toys, the comics, the show, when we started working on the project, it all came back to me, kind of like even the toys I had back in the days, the ones that I really cherished, and that we could see in the game. It was super exciting because in the end, like, you can relive that period, and with a game like that, especially with those beautiful pixel art, it was just perfect with that design, and I'm glad that Nickelodeon let us do that, definitely.
Yeah, that was definitely a dream.
Dotemu and Tribute Games, I think, share the same passion for retro games. When I looked yesterday a bit at your office, and there is someone in your team working on old consoles already. Like it's just the same. It feels at home almost.
Yeah, I think we share a lot of things in common in that regard. Like you guys have done so many remakes and taken some old games and revitalized them.
We were still working on Streets of Rage 4 while we started working on.
I don't think
at
I
least
played
on
a
the
Streets of
project
Rage
doing,
since like the
new
original.
TMNT beat them up, and I really like the fact that you guys had a different approach.
I think there's obviously going to be a comparison with TMNT and Streets of Rage, and yes, they're beat 'em ups, but they have totally different pace and dynamics. So yeah, I think it's really good that you guys have that experience and you shared that with us. This is actually the second TMNT game that I've worked on. I also worked on the TMNT game for Game Boy Advance. That was like really a dream back then. It still had its limitations.
That was 20
like the Game
years
Boy
ago.
Advance, doesn't have really good support for multiplayer. And we all know that TMNT needs to be played for players.
Yeah, absolutely.
So this is like a second chance at really doing the best project that we could imagine.
congrats to the Tribute Games team, because it's been a tough development process, especially with the current situation with COVID-19. But yeah, the result is great, so really looking forward to it.
Yeah, that game looks cool. I am totally down. All right, next up we have a trailer for Ron Allen's favorite game. They just introduced a new hero, so this is the gameplay trailer for the new hero in Ron Allen's favorite game. Let's take a look.
Sojourn, engaging.
They got a railgun.
The world could always use more heroes. If only it were that easy.
Is this gonna be your new main, Ron Allen?
After all, heroes aren't born. They're made. Attack with me! Not on my watch.
I cannot be stopped.
Don't kill
Canadian hospitality.
Genji.
Enemy forces incoming.
Sojourn, engaging. Coming through. Ha! Disrupting. Breaking them down. Nice work, team. Keep it moving.
Sliding around like an Apex character.
We're playing by my rules.
Hey, look, it's Jennifer Hale.
Powered and ready to fight. Now or never. Never tell me the odds. I already know them.
Not bad, not bad. Overwatch 2 actually has a beta coming up that I know a lot of people have been invited to. So that's probably going to jump up on Twitch pretty good here in like the next couple weeks. Next up we have... Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I'm vetoing this trailer. That is not what I thought it was. All right, so I guess we have one final trailer. This final trailer is presented in 4K and is for a game that just keeps getting better, and I don't know how it's possible. Ladies and gentlemen, we have another trailer, another free expansion for this game. They are adding so much. It's unbelievable. Outlaw space stations, cloth effects. No Man's Sky Outlaws. Smuggling items. Outlaw story. Solar ships. Invade cargo scans. Improved space combat, which I really want to see. That ship looks cool. Forged passports. Nexus missions. Capes plus hoods. Increase... I missed that one. Recruit squadrons. Upgraded wingmen. Bounty missions. That game is very cool. They're covering up half their thing with their ads, though. That's kind of weird. But there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That'll go ahead and do it for gaming news and trailers. For those watching on YouTube, thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.